Okay, that should be... Let me just make sure this is correct.
God.
I guess try refreshing now.
Oh, that's why it's fucky.
This page has been deleted. Restore.
I don't think so. Don't restore it. That's alright. I just feel like maybe there's like a small amount of time that passes before any actual changes are reflected. I don't really know.
I now see 2 Emperor and Fell Hearts, if that helps. One of them has the history info filled out, and the other one does not.
I see 2 Sylvans.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I will
Yep.
close the thing.
How do
Well, I see
How
one.
do you see 2 of them? I only see 1 of me.
Okay, now there's 2 Sylvans and only one. Nope, now there's 2 Shrunks.
I'm so confused. How do you see them?
I think
I don't
what's
know. I hit
happening here
refresh.
is it's everyone just refresh as much as you can, and
I still only see 1.
you should only see the one that I see, which is the one I've edited.
I only see the 1. Still says this page has been deleted.
I still see 2 Shrunks.
You should see 2 drunks currently because I have not inputted all the information to the new one yet.
Okay.
But sorry, I'm even doing this. I just meant to make things a bit more streamlined when everything else is inputted along the way. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know why it's being stupid. I wish I had an answer.
But I fixed my video and audio, I think.
Let's go.
You guys are all dealing with actual important things. I'm dealing with vanity over here. That's also very important.
Well, your face is really pretty, so we needed to see it.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. You're supposed to say mean things to me. That's confusing. I don't know what to do with that.
I mean, your
Cat the
face looks
cat,
like
you
ass.
monster.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, CG.
Mhm. You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it okay if I go to the bathroom really quick? I know we're already 4 minutes behind.
No, it's alright. We're figuring things out.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Gives me time to eat dinner.
Alright, Corgo, go ahead and just restore your old one. And then maybe you'll see both. But Jeff, do you see both?
Let's see. Hang on, let me refresh. I see 2 of them. Yeah, one's got like some of those green boxes that have my race, gender alignment, stuff like that.
And then the other one that
The other one has my history.
Yeah.
And everything's on the right hand side.
Okay. So the ones that are up to date and true are the ones with the image on the right, as well as the basic info and the description and the appearance. That's going to be the new template.
Okay, now I see 2 of me.
Okay, so
Okay.
what should I do with the old one? Just leave it alone?
You can delete the old one.
I'm gonna copy paste all my stuff first.
Yes. I might have already done that for you, but I don't know why it wasn't...
Alright, I just deleted mine.
Okay. Alright, good.
Oh wait, it's on the other side now.
Correct, yeah. So essentially that image that you see in the right sidebar there, that is the image that will be used for any cards for boards that we create. Like I plan on creating like a timeline board and like a session board so we can keep track of who we meet, things we do, stuff like that, historical references, things like that. But it's all going to be streamlined into one giant progressive board. And so I was just trying to get things set up for that, including like NPC tablets or tables as well. That's
I
all.
deleted my old one. Now it should be good.
Okay. So if anyone else wants to create a new, or I can just take care of it. Doesn't really matter. But if you're feeling up to it, you can create a new PC from the template and just input all your new information in there. Otherwise,
Probably take care of that on my own time between sessions, if that's fine.
that's fine.
Okay.
Leaves me one less thing to do. Okay, now we're just waiting.
This music sounds familiar.
Yeah, are we gonna die?
No. No, you're just, you're in a state of disbelief currently.
I have returned.
Okay, let me get this recording going.
Before we start recording, real quick, when a wizard levels up, do I get all my spell slots back or just one?
When you level up, you will, if you level up during the day, you have to rest to get all your spell slots back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me clear out these turns here. Okay, with a little bit of ocean. Okay. And we're all here? Everyone's in the Roll20 and shit?
Think so?
Yep.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is the session notes? Is this working? If I leave this page and then come back, it looks like it is.
Of great importance, right?
Yeah.
I see multiple
And
people
you
on
see
here.
this?
Yes, I can see.
I'm typing. Okay, nice.
I see the "is this working" part, so.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Let's see. So who wants to recap what happened last time?
I can give it a shot. Or if someone else wants to.
I don't
No,
mind.
No,
go
you
ahead.
Alright. Last time, our heroes had just got done running a foot race. Zigbist, despite being a gnome and having shorter legs than everyone, won and received his prize. However, I believe it was Drunk, was staring at a small girl who seemed to emanate this very creepy aura. And before anyone knew it, shadows had set upon the city. Coming together for mutual reasons, everyone didn't want to die. We fought off the shadows, suffering only minor casualties to the civilian population. And here we are.
Yep, and the wardens did a little bit of cleanup, made sure that innocent civilians, at least the ones they could save, were escorted away safely as they were fighting back the shadows, and also the High Spire of Lysandrelis opened up at the top to reveal a large shard of the Luminolith that fought back some of the impending darkness. Didn't completely get rid of it, but you're at least safe for now. And as the dust settles, let's go with the opener. As the sun Kalia darkens above, the ancient city of Lysandrelis is shrouded in the eerie half-light of the ongoing eclipse, the second of its kind. The dark omen that sends shivers through the hearts of every citizen has unleashed chaos in its wake. Your city has been under siege by shadows of darkness, and their assault on the streets of the city has drained the life force of many. leaving its spirit destitute and wounded. The combined strength of your group and the valiant Wardens and the powerful Luminara Council above managed to push back the shadows, temporarily banishing them from the city. But the long dark persists, casting an ominous shadow over your world. As the grand shard of the Luminolith revealed itself within the High Spire, it steadied the city's hope, maintaining the delicate balance between the fading daylight and the encroaching darkness, if only for the time being. You stand amidst this chaos, staring at the lifeless corpses around you, wondering about the cause of the eclipse, hoping that it's all just another bad dream. What do you guys do?
I don't know who wants to go first, but Drunk is definitely like probably collapsing to a sitting position first because he was injured pretty badly, but then probably clambering to his feet and just sort of like gesturing at everybody and going, "Okay, everyone, okay, alive, good, okay, thank for helping fight, good, thank."
That was a bit frustrating. What should we do with the bodies? Or... Shit, my parents! So, my character just starts freaking the fuck out, and he's like, I think I gotta go.
Okay, so
Have
you
we
run
taken a
away.
long rest, or have we taken a short rest yet? If not, I might do that.
Combat just ended.
Yes, I believe the short rest may be... Yeah, you're gonna have to wait. The combat just ended, so you'll have to probably short rest after you go and check on your parents.
Okay. In that case, it was very nice to meet you all. I'm probably going to reconvene at the Spire sometime soon. It looks like it's safe there, but I'm going to go ahead and check on my parents real quick.
You're noticing that the dynamic around the city has changed drastically. What once was somewhat controlled in regards to the existence of the Long Dark and its spread around the city, that has worsened significantly. For example, the large set of stairs that Drunk was sitting on in the beginning of the first session when he met the girl, that entire area has now been completely engulfed in black. And there's even other pieces of the city that appear to not be very well off, at least from what you can see currently from your position. But you know where your parents are. Where do you want your parents to be? Do you want them to be sort of a little bit better off? Are they wealthy? Are they somewhat destitute? Are they comfortable?
Be a bit wealthier, just because of my whole get-up.
Okay, we'll say that maybe they have a place in the either the lustrous. Okay, yeah, the lustrous quarters. Then I would say that.
Okay, where's the... How do I...
That would be right there.
Oh, cool, you can move that. Sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, you run. We'll say you run off. What's everyone else doing?
Quick question out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Which spire is it? Is it the Alabaster Spire where the Luminolith shard? Oh, the High Spire.
The High Spire, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think before Finblebok runs off, I think Drunk is gonna say, check on parents. Makes sense. Meet us. Group up. Work well together. Meet at High Spire later.
It sounds good to me.
Go ahead.
I'll try and meet you there. I have some urgent business to attend to, though. And looking around, it's better I take care of that quickly.
Just as you're about to turn away and run towards your home, Finblebok, you turn and you see this large man standing probably like 15 feet away from you all as a group. You see he's wearing an armored torso. He's got like a gold and silver armor, and then there's this long flowing purplish cape out the back. And there's also, I guess he's sort of wearing half robes, half armor is a better way to describe it. And he's carrying what appears to be a scepter of a significant length, probably at least 4 feet long. And on the top of this scepter is situated what is unmistakably a shard of the Luminolith. And this guy looks fucking like super business. Like he's got this gruff face on his face. Gruff face on his face. Gruff look on his face. And he is motionless and just stares at you all for a moment before speaking. He says, "Before you go, I would like to have a word with all of you." And you don't really, maybe you don't know who this guy is, so all of you can roll a history.
Okay, let's see how I do this.
Also, Zigbist is not from this world, so...
auto fail the history check.
Oh shit.
Alright.
I rolled really well.
Yeah, Zig, I would say you would probably have disadvantage on your history. But, let's go with CG. You have the best roll here. Alright, Fimble. You've been around the area long enough to know who this guy is. And this is the Lord Warden. His name's Aelarian Hardcastle. He's a man of serious business. What he says gets done, and when he says it. Pretty much all the time. He's also in charge of protecting the city from the Long Dark and its threats. He is the leader of the Wardens.
Ooh.
And the fact that he's talking to you personally means something interesting is about to happen.
I just turned to the group and I'm like, he's the head of the Wardens. This should be interesting. And then I take my little pocket square and I just dab a little bit of sweat off my face.
He, I assume everyone follows, yes? You don't have to, but...
I think Jack is going to kind of shrink to the back of the group and try to, like, be out of direct eyesight, but he'll follow.
I'm gonna sorry.
I'll reluctantly follow because I have a problem with authority.
Zigbist, he gives off, an arcane aura. It's the staff and the half robe, so Zigbist is going to go along.
Tranquility drifts along, but promptly.
Okay. You all follow him, and he leads you over towards a pocket of Long Dark. You had only recently seen it spilling forth some shadows, and those shadows were attacking people, so you're getting a little uncomfortable standing next to it. But he walks right up next to it, as if he is not afraid of it whatsoever. And he turns to all of you, and he says, "You all fought well out there, and you saved whom you could. Alas, not all could be saved. But I have half a mind to believe that all of you would do it again in a heartbeat if your lives were put on the line. What is the chance that all of you would consider becoming wardens?"
I think Drunk is going to immediately pop out from the back of the group and go, "Yes!"
Zigbist is going to look at Aelarian and go,
"What does it mean to be a warden?"
It means you hold steadfast in the face of darkness and you fight it back with all your might. You hold a certain bit of light inside you that you can use to combat them. But I do not ask this of just anybody. In fact, I'm circumventing quite a lot of protocol, if I'm being honest. But
And being a
Go ahead.
And being a warden, is this what you would call a job or a vocation?
Well, you can, of course, choose to be a warden for the city of Los Angeles. Not that you haven't already done so in spirit. But wardens do not necessarily have to stay within the confines of the city. No, you can travel about. In fact, it would be probably your duty to make sure you do.
Apologies, Lord Warden. Perhaps I have not spoken clearly. To put it a bit more tactfully, what resources are wardens given to perform their duties?
Well, of course, there's perks to becoming a warden.
And at this, like, Zigbist's ears, like, perk up a bit. Like, this is what he was getting to.
Yeah, he sees you eyeing his Luminara shard. And he says, you would, of course, be confirmed as someone capable and responsible enough to carry around a Luminara shard. And it is meant to help you pierce through the dark and fight your enemies. But it can also prove to be a guide in dark times. I myself have found moments in my life where I was surrounded by darkness, and the only thing that sought me through was this here. And he kind of gestures towards his light. And you do admit that even amidst the shining Luminara shard above in the High Spire, that this still catches the light in such a way where it's beautiful.
Zigbist is going to look around to try and see if anyone else wants to get a word in.
Finn's going to be like, well, I kind of just bought this axe today. I don't necessarily know if I'd be the best at wielding it. And I do have to check on my parents.
Yes, of course, go. I did not mean to keep you. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. In case I reconsider, where can I meet you again?
Well, if you are of the mind to help in a way, you can come meet me at the Keeper's Bastion. And he'll point sort of near the High Spire. You can see the tower that he's talking about. It's probably the next tallest tower. And it's like right up here.
Oh, that tower.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Keeper's Bastion is where the Wardens are posted.
Perfect. As soon as I have checked on my parents, I will meet you there.
Splendid. And do be careful on your way there. Things have changed in the city.
I look at the stairs and I'm just like, it seems so. I best be careful. And I guess I will start making my way towards it's the Lustrous Quarters, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start heading that way.
We'll go ahead and say that they're like maybe somewhere in the middle or on the side near the edge of the Obsidian Quarters, which is like the next wealthiest section of the city.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my axe, and I'm just gonna hold it like someone's holding a broom, just like up to my chest, and I'm just like,
looking
just
around.
It. Yep.
There better be no shadow men trying to kill me.
Passing
that
by an
shadow
alley that's
better
really
stay
dark.
there.
Every time I'm just like getting ready. Every time I get past like a really dark shadow.
Okay. And those who remain behind, Aelarian says, that is all the business that I did have in mind to discuss with you, but should you wish to continue the discussion, you can of course find me in the tower. or you can simply relay this message with any of the wardens and they will give it to me. He
Thank
says,
you. Oh,
no, he says, I have a lot of work to do, so I'm going to leave you to it. Consider my offer. And he walks
thank
off.
you, Lord Warden.
Mm-hmm.
DM?
Yes.
Would Tranquility's patron have any particular interest in being against it?
Actually, would your patron have any problem with you defending the living?
Nope.
Okay, then
Cool.
not at all.
Okay. Tranquility will briefly catch up with him, pledge herself to the cause, and then zip back to the new people because something is clearly going on here, and she wants to know what.
Yeah, well, you catch him as he's walking away, and it's like, oh, well, you're just tenacious, aren't you?
I simply did not want to let you part without expressing my commitment and my regret for the perils that have befallen the city. I will not keep you further from your duty. And she gives would it be a bow or a curtsy?
I guess formally for you, it would probably be a curtsy.
Okay, then she sweeps into a very, perfected curtsy and lets him part.
And he just stares like, okay, I've never really had anyone do that to me before, but I'm just gonna walk on.
I think Drunk probably followed pretty closely behind Tranquility, sort of shyly. But then after she curtsies, Drunk is going to jump in and go, Warden, can become be if
Beaks.
if become Warden can help others?
He looks at you and he says, you speak strangely, but I think I get what you're asking. Yes, you can help others.
He took a terrible hit in the fight. Perhaps you had better sit down, sir. And she's kind of gently guiding him.
Hurt during fight. Yes. Want to help though. Will also help. Become Warden. Yes.
Splendid. Come meet me at the Keeper's Bastion later on tonight.
We'll meet you.
Emberin's standing there with Zigbist and Sylvan, arms crossed, leans over to Sylvan just slightly. You looking to join the Luminalist fan club too, or is we both in the same boat that this is kind of stupid?
I don't know. I suppose it depends on what's in it for me.
There we go. That was my next question. Clearly these wardens are absolutely powerful, and we're dealing with a problem of magic nature.
Mm-hmm.
I can't confirm, but it seems to imply that they have access to very powerful magics, and I suppose I could put off my trip to Baldur's Gate to study this, acquire some new spells, maybe even get myself a paper or two back in Strixhaven.
At this point, Drunk, roll me a perception. Actually, what's your passive perception?
Passive is 12.
12. Okay.
Although I can open up some eyes to get a bonus to get proficiency on that, but
No, it's alright. I just wanted
probably
to
not
see
going to do that in
something.
a group. Yeah.
No, it's alright. You just notice a lot of really chaotic shit going on. Some of the wardens as well as some other citizens of the city are helping to clean up some of the deceased from the streets, get them out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. I assume that it's just utter fucking chaos around us. There's bodies everywhere and
Correct.
soldiers
Yeah. I
running
mean,
around and yeah.
Yeah, the city guards on high alert. The wardens are going around checking the pockets of the long dark to make sure that there's no more shadows spilling out. I mean, even some of the people from the Resplendent Academy are coming out from the classes that they were taking, and they're just casting spells all over, healing spells and daylight spells, just to kind of keep things more on an even keel around the area.
I think,
Go ahead.
sorry. I think as Zigbist and Sylvan are sort of talking about this, I think Drunk's gonna butt in and say, look around. Dangerous now, very, very dangerous. If interested in you, small blue man interested in small blue man, silver hair interested in silver hair, need tools to protect self, need help from wardens to do. Join with groups safer together.
I think Drunk's got a good point.
Your lack of articulacy is matched by your superior logic. Just real quick, I'm not familiar with this world. Hypothetically speaking, has a warden ever left the order, and what happens to them? Does anyone know?
Drunk have no idea.
No idea.
Are you asking me or?
No, I'm asking the group.
Oh, out of you two, you two, Sylvan and Embrin, you two can roll a history just to see, or
I got a nat 20
religion.
minus 2.
Your religion, it's the same -1 either way. Bruh.
Nat 20
That matches.
-2?
Let's go.
All right.
Oh boy, all the smartest people are rolling right now. Let's go.
So, okay,
We're not a high intellect party.
this is actually going to
Drunk
be
got a 20.
interesting. This is going to be really interesting. Considering Drunk is the person that got this.
Can I?
Who did you
If-
eat,
if-
Drunk?
Who did I? Oh,
Who
yeah.
did you
So I think Drunk, after he says Drunk has no idea, is gonna like pause, like kind of stricken for a second, and then just like start to like look around, like up and down and around, like as if he's like looking for something. And then like as he's doing that, he's just gonna kind of be like, Drunk, remember. Drunk know.
You know.
What does Drunk know?
Drunk,
knows.
you're not sure if this is some sort of like esoteric knowledge that just came to you in some weird way, or if this is somehow inherited from the memories of the person you devoured.
Persons. Could've been
persons,
from
yep.
anyone.
But there is only one instance in the entire history of Los Angeles, as well as the existence of the Wardens, where a person has left the Wardens.
I assume it was pretty notable then.
It was notable until it wasn't. It was notable for like a day, and then the story was squashed. Everything about it, all the information, all this hush kind of like rumor spreading stuff was completely cut away from everything. There was talk and then there wasn't. It was as if whoever this person was that left the Wardens didn't even exist in the first place.
Okay, so I think Drunk's gonna relay that by saying something like, Drunk, remember a little. One person in past left Wardens. Only one. Big event, but after pushed down out of no one remember, pushed out of memory, out of sight, buried story.
They buried the secret. Yeah, I'm not joining that.
And the rumor, Drunk, is that apparently, so this is obviously based on the fact that the Wardens are very highly centered around the teachings of the Luminar. So they believe in light, life, balance, sacrifice, and healing, and respect for nature, and love, all these different things. But there's one thing that probably like the biggest rumor that had abounded at the time when this happened was that the person who left the Wardens had some sort of crisis of faith.
Interesting. Okay, so drunk will relay that. I don't know that I can summarize that in half speech. Let's just say that I relayed that for sake of time.
Yep, that's okay. All right, so you two, Pemberin and Zigbist and Sylvan, I mean, you're all kind of exchanging information, so to speak. Anything anyone wants to say in regards to that?
Yeah, I'm not joining that order. Plain and simple for me.
Zigbist is focused on the prize. He wants access to the powerful magics. So in his, lack of common sense and tunnel vision,
He's gonna go. I'm pretty seriously tempted to take Lord Warden up on his offer. This could turn out to be a very, maybe not monetarily lucrative, but powerful arrangement.
I think Drunk will chime in. Understand concerned about being able to leave. Think about, take time to think. Do consider very dangerous situation now. Entire city, situation, life changed from history. Just because only one person leave before might be different going forward. If no more city, everyone leave Wardens. If no more Wardens can leave Wardens whenever. All people, things very bad now. Not clear how bad things are.
So it sounds to me like Drunk is starting to piece together the severity of the situation.
Yes, Tranquility was about to jump in and ask if, are you all mad? The light is going out! And then catch herself and regain ladylike composure to the best of her ability and point out, well, considering that they guard and keep the light, perhaps they would be the best allies we could find in these times.
Never said nothing about not having allies. I'm just not joining their order.
Very well.
Fair.
And I will pledge myself to the cause, and if you wish to ally with me, I will accept that.
Pemberin, roll me a D100.
Oh boy! I have a stroke. I don't know.
What's the number?
38.
38. Oh boy. Give me a moment here.
Wait a minute.
Use my fancy dice roller.
Now hold on a second. We can talk about this.
Alright, so Emberin, you say, I'm not gonna join their order, and then suddenly all around you, personally, you kind of feel the shadows darken even more, and all of the sounds coming from people's mouths and what's going on around you in the city start to grow a little bit less apparent, and things muffle, and then all you hear is a voice in your ear that says, fight it all you want. You're gonna go exactly where I want you to.
Can the rest of us hear that, or just him?
Nope. Everyone just sees him standing there with this weird look on his face.
For a man with no pupils, you can assume he has like the zoned in pupils staring.
Yep.
Can I roll perception to see, like, if I can get a sense of him, like, what, or maybe insight, I guess?
The best you could do is insight, and even then, you're probably not going to get much. But I will tell you what you can surmise.
15.
Something definitely has him on edge. He looks a little anxious.
I think Drunk is going to do another one of those, like, weird dog-like, like, entire 45-degree head tilt. Fireman, okay?
Yeah.
Convincing.
If you would like to roll deception, Embrin, you can. That is if you're trying to, yeah.
Actively hide it? Yes, I am. I got it by one. Everything's fine.
Fireman, okay.
It's a good
Okay.
thing he didn't roll perception. He would have saw the other thing. Wait, is his passive high?
No, it is not. It's 12.
Let's say he wouldn't notice the thing then. Zim?
No, he wouldn't notice that.
Okay.
At least not yet,
Okay.
unless you want him to.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right. So, yeah, just sort of this weird pall kind of falls over you guys. You can't help but feel weird in that instant. You're not sure if it's Embren's demeanor or just like his sheer presence, but there's something off, and then the feeling just kind of goes away.
Embren's gonna break the awkward side. All right, well, let's go get us a contract and some money in our pockets, right? Right, let's go. And just start walking.
Fireman, wait. Was small elven person, small person, small child before shadows attacked, could see in darkness, told me, small person, child told me could see shadow in shadow before attack. Want to find her, see if she okay. Was nearby. Look around. Small elven girl. Do I assume I know more detail that I can describe her in more detail?
Yeah. Yes, you are. Well, it may not take as short a time as you want it to, relaying the information, but yes, you do manage to tell him what you're looking for. Embren, you would probably have a pretty good idea.
Listening to drunk talk is how Embren feels. It is just this little, yeah.
Drunk doing its best. Drunk trying. Sorry.
Drunk is drunk.
Drunk is drunk. I wonder what happens when drunk gets drunk.
He's looking at like anyone else hear him say it? Like he's got the look of
all the personalities.
Just me?
Drunk probably has 12 kidneys. He's probably fine drinking liquor. He can process it nice and fast.
All right.
Where one fails, there is another.
True.
So you're asking him to, yeah.
Yeah. Group can help drunk look for girl, or drunk will look for girl by self. Can do alone. But think she might be important. She could see shadow before anyone else.
What alleyway was she in?
I think she nearby. This patch of shadow over here was talking to drunk. Could see shadow before they attacked.
I'm gonna go over to that patch. Is there a young girl? Is it still shrouded in darkness?
Yes, it's actually a bit larger now. And roll your perception. All of you can roll your perception if you're...
Now, question.
Sorry? Yep.
Devil's Sight.
Mm-hmm.
See through non-magical and magical darkness.
Ooh, and magical.
Okay. What would you like to know?
Is there someone hiding in the Shadow Realm? Is Uncle Larry hiding in the corner?
Not that you can see, but you walk up to the patch of dark and you peer through it, and it almost looks as though shadowy mists part and allow you a vision into what is there. And you see a side of a building you're definitely in what looks like the city that you're standing in, but it's different somehow.
As in a vast space is opened up that he is seeing across, or as in he is seeing a corrupted version of the city?
He is seeing a different version of the city.
Thank you.
Embren stands up.
Also rolled a nat 20 for what that's worth. Sorry, go ahead, Embren.
He just stands up. Yeah, there ain't no one down that alley.
What did you roll? Sorry?
I nat 20'd.
Nat 20 on the perception?
Where's the child?
Okay. You're looking around for a child of the description that Drunk at least tried to relay to you. And you don't see any kids. All of them have pretty much been called inside by either their parents or their guardians. And it's mostly just adults walking the streets now. There's like maybe one or two kids that are alone and walking, but they are not matching the description as to what Drunk was telling you.
They are not small elf small with silver hair, small elf child.
Small person is child.
That is correct. That is not. Yeah, you're not seeing any of that.
Tranquility enunciates very carefully. Your little child with silver hair has left.
Don't know where she went. Think important. Should look for her later. Interesting that she could see Shadow before Drunk could see Shadow. Drunk and girl looking in same spot. Drunk couldn't see who she was talking about.
Well, maybe
Perhaps the
she
Wardens
has. Go ahead.
Perhaps the Wardens have some magics that can be used to locate specific things once you know exactly what they are. We have such things back in Faerun.
Well, that and some people can just see things. Like when you peer into that corner there, Drunk, what do you see? Just a blobby black shadow?
What
much.
does Drunk say? Just Shadow?
That's it. Yep.
Can I try opening up some eyes on my hands subtly and re-rolling?
Ooh.
Why
I'll
are you looking at the shadows?
I'll tell you what. You can do that, but roll a deception while you do it.
Okay, I'll roll.
Why are you
I'll
rock
roll
paper
deception
scissoring the
first.
shadows?
Yeah. Deception is 9. Okay.
He's just saying, "Hey, shadows, come on!"
Why are you Rochambeauing the shadows?
I'm gonna put on perception for.
Why you gotta be like that, shadows?
I got a 23 with the eyes coming out of my hand, so I'm just gonna. Drunk is gonna utterly like Embrin says, "What do you see?" And Drunk is gonna again like kind of drop into that crouch with like his elbows between his knees and like kind of lean in, and then
Right.
just like lift up a hand and just kind of do this, like so that the inside of his hand is facing away from the rest of the group, and just like big old like owl eye or something opens in the middle of his hand, and like maybe some like rat eyes on his fingertips, and just kind of like peering in with a 23.
Well-
Us with your rat eye see.
It's just a wisp of cloud.
What do your corrupt hand eyes see?
You actually see the same thing that Embrin sees. Just kind of, it's not as clear as Embrin's sight because you actually have to put effort into seeing it, whereas he can just see it by default. You see a sort of shadowed, wispy, almost like, you ever seen the plume of smoke that comes out of a smokestack? Think of something like that, except the smoke kind of is... it's warbling. It's staying in place, but shifting ever so slightly and moving back and forth with this sort of invisible wind. And it's making up a form. It looks like a building inside of a building, a wall, and then you see the bush right behind, like it normally would be.
Okay, so I guess Drunk is gonna like do the head tilt as he's looking, and I think the hand, because it has an eye on it, is also just tilting, and he just Drunk can see something. Building not there behind Shadow, but can see building in Shadow. Confusing. Different place, different plane?
Warped reality.
Probably just a different plane.
It's a warped reality, this entire alleyway. All these shadows probably have the same thing.
Very dangerous then.
And
More shadows come through anytime?
that's the thing is, you guys are now looking around. All of you, by the way. This isn't just you three. You're noticing that where there once was just normal shadow that's cast in place by the sun above, now that shadow has become long dark. So anywhere that sun moves above is going to cast a direct shadow below. That shadow will always be long dark, it looks like. You're watching it move with the way the sun is moving in the sky. Hey, that alleyway right over there is a lot darker than it was before.
I think
thought
Drunk will...
crosses.
Go ahead.
A thought crosses Zigbist's mind.
So, what happens when the sun sets?
I think we should be wardens by that point.
Anarchy,
Agreed.
chaos, bloodshed, could be anything.
Agree. Dangerous.
It can't be that bad.
Anarchy, bloodshed, bad.
Eh,
Should at least stay together as group for safety. Protect others where can.
So, how would you like to proceed? You can probably head into the High Spire at this point, if you would like to, or you can meet up. I understand that Finblebok probably wants to go see what his parents are doing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
I'm gonna go
just...
to the High Spire.
Yeah, let's see Finblebok first because he's not
Yep.
going to rejoin us until he knows.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So then we will do this. Let's skip right on over to Fimble. Finblebok.
Boop.
Alright,
Am I in
so
the...
let's get rid of this here. So, Fimble, you burst into your home through the front door. What do you do?
First thing I'll do is just call out to my parents. I don't know if they have names yet, or at least I haven't come up with any.
I was going to say, I hope they have names, but...
Mom, Dad,
Yeah.
whatever your names are.
Mama, Papa.
Mom, Dad, where are you?
Mama!
So I step into the little gnome home, and I kind of just like crouch down so that I can get in. My room is significantly bigger than everyone else's, but it's still normal sized for them. So I just like get down and I start looking around for them.
You see in your tiny home that well, it smells like your mother was probably cooking lunch or preparing dinner, maybe. But she's not in the kitchen. And your dad, who is normally sitting in his armchair reading books, by the way, he is the one who turned you on to culture and books and information and knowledge and stuff like that. So he is not sitting in his armchair.
Here it is.
You see that your parents' bedroom door is closed.
I will head over and open the door slowly. I'll probably just creak it open just to make sure there's nothing inside before I like burst open the door.
You see sort of lengthened shadows where there would normally be sunlight coming through the window in your parents' bedroom.
Oh.
It's dark enough to see that there are two figures on your parents' bed. Motionless.
I guess I will walk over and check who they are. Or see if they're alive.
You emerge into the room and you light one of the lanterns that's normally at the side of their bed. And you watch in horror as the light spills over the bodies of your parents, lifeless, their strength and light drained from them.
Can I even reach their bodies with the long darkness in there? Or is it more like it's just dark?
It's just dark right now.
Okay. I think Finblebok is pretty much just going to fall to his knees and sit there for a second and just kind of look at them.
Yep.
Mhm.
You see
Mhm.
that it appears maybe that it seemed quick.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
as you take a moment for yourself, you, from a sobbing position, you look up and you notice that your father is holding something. Looks like a piece of paper.
I go over and take the piece of paper and I look at it.
It is definitely transcribed by him, but it appears that it may be... What languages do you understand?
I think Goblin and... Wait, hold on. Sorry. I have to actually look at my character sheet now.
Yeah, look at that sheet.
Also, what are your parents? I assume they're not also... Like, are you adopted?
Yes, I'm adopted.
His
My parents are gnomes.
Gnomes, okay.
Where are languages? Oh, I know Common, Elvish, and I think I was supposed to put Gnomish instead of Goblin. Wait, no. Instead of Elvish, I was going to put Goblin, or Gnome, because I was raised by gnomes.
Yep.
But I know Common and Goblin as well.
Okay. This appears to be in the script of Elven, but it is jumbled almost in a way like maybe it's a code of some kind. It would probably take some time to decipher, but it is hastily written.
Okay. I will take it and I'm going to take off my top hat and remove the book that I had from there. And I will put the note in between the pages and close it up. And I will then go ahead and put my top hat back on, wrap them in a blanket, and just take them outside. From there, if we have a garden, I will just bury them there for now until I can give them a proper burial.
Yeah, there does happen to be a... it's not a big garden, but it's enough.
Yeah.
And it's just out front. And I figured, out of game, why give them names?
Yeah.
If I can just kill them, I'm sorry.
Completely fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap them in a blanket. I'll probably go ahead and put like a little small marker there, just so I remember where they are.
Okay.
And I'll head to the spire. I guess I'll collect a couple of things before I leave, just food and stuff, and get on out of here.
All right, go ahead and roll me a D4 real quick.
D4. How does this work? Roll D4.
So slash roll, yep, and then
roll.
space 1D4.
1D4. 2.
All right. You get 2 days rations.
Oh, so you're gonna like.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna stick those in my pack.
Don't forget to put the note in there too, or some kind of journal entry or whatever you have in there, like an inventory.
Oh, right.
Yeah, don't forget you have that because that's going to be important.
How do I... Okay, I think I can just add it to my character sheet.
Yes.
Cool.
You also managed to grab a... we'll go ahead and say that your mother had a a necklace, a silver necklace that
Okay.
that your father gave to her when he was first courting her.
I did try that earlier.
Okay.
And then we'll say that your dad had maybe
Let's do a private thing.
let's say he had a dagger that he would always use to open letters, carve figurines out of wood, pick his teeth, just like something that he would constantly use. We'll say you just kind of take those for keepsakes.
Okay. Silver necklace. I'm just gonna go ahead and put on the silver necklace for now, or if it's too small, because I imagine it's too small, I'm just gonna put it around my top hat.
So also go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please.
Okay. Oh, it's slash roll.
Yep, slash roll.
1D100. 87.
All right. You find a pouch of 87 gold pieces.
Oh shit.
In their dresser that you obviously know, that they can't use anymore. And they probably would want you to have it anyways. And also, you do find documents amidst the many books that your father had collected that pertain to their will. Essentially, the house is yours now.
Okay. Perfect. I am gonna go ahead and take all of those, and I will lock the door and just turn away and check on my immediate neighbors. And once I do that, I will get on out of there.
Your immediate neighbors, it seems, have partially, if not fully, suffered the same fates.
Okay.
One family that lives next to you, the wife died, and the husband was left to grieve, and then the only other family that you really knew a little bit about, they both were killed.
Okay, I will ask the grieving husband if he would like help moving her body. And
he happily agrees. Yeah, well, I shouldn't say happily. Happily is very, very wrong word to be using in this circumstance. So he very gratefully, yes, is a better word. Hey, yeah, come on, let's get it out of here. Come on.
I'm finally single again.
Thank God. Jesus.
So I will help people. I'm assuming we're gonna have to mass remove bodies, so I'll help a couple people move their loved ones to the streets.
Yes.
And lay them out, and then I'll head to the spire.
You are also first off, everyone so far has been doing really well, so everyone gets an inspiration point.
Yay!
Death inspires me.
Where does inspiration? Oh, there it is.
So yeah, again, an inspiration point. You can use that at any point to add what's a D6 to your roll.
Oh, cool.
Do I just click the little thing next to inspiration on my sheet?
Isn't it an extra roll with DM inspiration and a D6 with bardic? Or am I thinking?
No, you might be. Yeah, I think it might be a reroll. Let me just. Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm
reading advantage.
It's a reroll, but
yeah. Inspiration point. Inspiration, D&D, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Get the F out of my face. Alright, so if you have inspiration, you can expend it to make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Have advantage.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Boop, boop. There is a spot for it on the character sheet.
Yeah,
you can also give your inspiration to someone else.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
you can. Yes, I did remember that as well.
Thank you, DM.
Yes. So. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'll end up going to the spire now.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, then let's say that throughout your journey through Lysandrelis, and the now rather vacant streets, other than the occasional battalion or group of guards running through, or groups of wardens. The streets are pretty desolate. Bright Market, as you pass by that, it's fucking empty. And this is the first time you've seen it this way since you came here. Zigbis, it's not so much a big deal for you, but everyone else has maybe been here enough to know that Bright Market is where it's at. And as you pass through the many streets, just these pockets of long dark are just... It's enough to make you wonder if you're even safe anymore. But you do safely make it to the seat of the High Spire. And it's these massive double doors, arched at the top, oaken, sort of a dark stained brown color, and it's reinforced all over the place with iron. The doors currently are open, and there's a flood of people going. They're literally they're choking the area around the door with their presence. Everyone in the city is here. Kind of, it seems they're maybe angry, or upset, or wondering what's going on. They want answers to their questions. People are crying, people are shouting, people are having fights. This isn't good.
Where are we at?
You're at the base of the High Spire, about to go inside, or at least try to go inside.
Is that like, oh, this right here?
Yeah, you all meet sort of along the roadway. By the way, to describe, the roadway is a straight, probably half-mile walk that's cobblestone, and the back end of it, closest to the High Spire, goes over a little bit of a waterway, so it's bridged, and this whole bridge is just covered with people. And go ahead.
I'm above average height, so I'm just gonna push my way through. Not really much of a care.
You guys do notice each other. I would say if there were people waiting, I mean, you would obviously be looking for each other again.
I mean, if people throw a fit at me, I am bearing an executioner's sword on my back, so do you want to piss me off? Just saying.
People are generally parting, yeah.
I'm gonna push my way up. Is Finn already there, or is he on his way?
I don't know what the time.
I say if I see him, I'll whistle for him.
Yeah, I'm 7'2". I will be easy to spot.
And I'm a fire genasi. I'm easily spotted.
I will say that you guys would probably just all meet at the same time. We'll call it, let's call it 6 p.m., right around the time where dusk should be setting in. You guys wanted to get this done before things may go south. So everyone is there.
Hello again, newfound friends.
Hello, tall hairy man.
Can Tranquility insight him to see how he's doing right now?
She can.
Oh, well, she's very worried about her own parents. So sorry, dude.
I'm gonna incite my fellow tall man.
Well, wait. What's the DC for this bugbear?
Well,
so should I do deception or
the DC is against his deception? Yeah,
it'll probably be very.
How
low.
well do you hide your trauma?
I'm gonna say I'm at a 5 DC. So,
well,
okay.
You can roll your deception.
I beat it.
Roll it. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
roll your deception.
Zim,
let's
Yes.
see.
curious question.
Okay.
I guess also would technically go to.
You called it.
Well, it was meant to happen.
Yep.
Would you say, since I passed his DC, I see a familiar face of loss that I am experienced in? You know, dead parents.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
let's go.
Yes, I think that would probably be accurate.
Can I just butt in? And I mean, Finn told us that he was gonna go check on his parents, so I think Drunk is just gonna say, "Parents, okay?"
Yeah, I figured it probably would have come out in dialogue somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I just kind of tilt my top hat down a bit and just shake my head.
Drunk, understand. Sorry to hear.
Yeah, well, I'm not the only one going through loss at the moment. Let's just find out what's going on.
wow, I should give you 2 inspiration points, but I'm not going to.
Rude.
Tranquility will just put a hand on his sleeve, which is the first time she's been close enough to touch him, and just like she's crying a little bit. She's upset.
I
Oh.
just nod at her and say thank you. I appreciate
Emberin's gonna offer up, like the bro thing, you clasp each other by the forearm, like a well met kind of thing. I was gonna greet you with that.
What's Sylvan doing?
I'm just kind of standing amongst you guys. I don't have any parents. They're gone, so I don't. It's been a long time.
Hey, third friend.
I know we have a trauma bond here.
Drunk never had any parents.
Hey, fourth
Oh,
one.
jeez. You're all tied through many things. I'm gonna have to have a field day with the board that I
Hey, you
created.
leave my
We
parents
all
alone.
need therapy.
It's like
We
bunch
all
of
need
arrows.
therapy.
It's like dead parents, 3 arrows going to 3 different people, and then
Yeah.
drama going to all of you. And then...
You go to a lost therapist. Your therapist is drunk. Good luck. You feel empty, lost without the feeling of there being people? What? Yes.
You feel sad. Drunk understand. Drunk understand.
That'll be 300 gold.
Oh man! All right, so yeah, people in your way. How do you guys do this? It
I
might
politely
not
let them
be.
Pushing.
Yeah.
Are there any other wardens around?
Yes, in
Like
fact, you can see them dotted throughout the group of people. They're mostly standing among the borders, like at the perimeter of the bridge. So they're not doing much other than keeping as much peace as they can. The city guard is also there too, but they're also responsible for rounding up all the dead, and apparently there seems to be a lot because you don't see too many city guard here.
Zigbist would approach the closest warden and relay that he has decided to accept the Lord Warden's offer.
Okay. He kind of looks at you for a moment and he says, let's see what I can do. And he just waltzes off to another warden who's just down the way. I mean, he kind of has to push through a few people, but you can see him talking for a brief moment, and then he gets a nod from the other, and then he comes back and he says, all right, follow me, single file.
Zigbist follows.
I'm gonna stay towards the back of the group and light a tobacco roll because I'm about to get bored out of my mind.
Make sure to get behind Trunk, and I'm gonna make faces at the back of his head to see if he can tell what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Fully
What's-
cannot tell what you're doing.
What is
stars
everyone
closed.
doing at this point? I mean, how do you proceed? It must be a little awkward to be privileged enough to make your way through.
I ignorantly follow still.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, privilege. That's new to Tranquility. No, she just wads along, looking neither left nor right.
These unscrupulous people.
I'm just gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
At the back, it's me and Sylvan, I'm assuming.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the arm of the person in front of me, just because I'm very short and I don't want to get lost in the shuffle.
It would be me in front of you then. We'll like walk backwards, turning and face you, hold open a pouch with a bunch of tobacco rolls. Like, you want one, or are you gonna? You don't smoke.
Sure, I'll take one. Thank you.
But you're always
will mark.
smoking. You're made of fire.
Oh man.
I'm not smoking. I'm just glowing with radiant energy.
So
As
you
they
hand
say.
him a rolled cigarette.
Harry man
Or-
made a joke. Drunk understood.
We won't call him
Make you
cigarette.
drunk.
We'll call him. I don't know.
Smoke leaf. I don't know.
Yeah.
Embrin just like snaps, and his thumb catches fire, and he lights it for you.
And a nice little wave of calm kind of washes over you after that initial first pull, and it kind of does help because as you all are being pulled through this crowd, you're getting a lot of negative comments. Like, you know, a lot of swearing and cussing, and like, you know, hey, we're fucking waiting here, and you know, just
Embrin's
people-
walking, hands behind his head, chilling.
Yeah.
Does not care.
One guy tries to reach out and grab you, but a warden just steps in and pushes him back. And
Me?
no,
Ah,
well, no, not you, but
sad.
yeah, just in general, everyone. He's trying
That guy
to
would. Ooh.
he's trying to rip his way through and get to where you're going, because clearly you are all privileged enough to make it through.
Oh, while we're walking, I'm gonna quickly pull out the book and pull out the letter, and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna turn to the group and say, if y'all wouldn't mind helping, do any of you happen to know Elvish?
I believe several of you
Nope.
probably do.
Tranquility will raise a hand.
Would you mind translating this letter for me? It was in my father's hand when I came across them.
Okay. As soon as they reach like a door that the wardens are exchanging words at or something, Tranquility will whip out her calligrapher's kit and copy it into common.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. You're all getting through rather quickly. You're getting a lot of disdain from the crowd. Luckily, there's a good point of, I would say there's probably 50 feet or so between the opening of the door and where the crowd is being held back by a group of select wardens as well as some city guard. And you just kind of breeze right through them. The wardens are guiding you, or one of them is. And you stop for a moment, Tranquility, and you look at the script on the piece of paper, and it's kind of strange. It doesn't look like normal Elven. It looks like maybe a different dialect, or something that maybe was conceived by someone else. It's certainly something you've never seen before. It's interesting.
Can I roll intelligence?
You can roll an intelligence, or you can roll... Oh god, what is it? 1 second.
History, wisdom.
You're right. History, yeah.
Huh.
Sorry, a little brain fart there.
Not great. 12.
This is from my letter, so I'm just gonna give her my inspiration.
Well,
Oh.
before you do that, the rest of us can, because like all of us speak Elven, so I can lean over and look.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, well,
I
you
totally
can simply
speak Elvish.
you could simply just say that it's in a weird dialect and you can't translate it.
Okay.
Can I try to do? Oh shit! It was a history check.
Wait,
wasn't
I
it?
can't
That's
translate. I can't translate any of it.
Okay, maybe not any of it. From what you can tell, it seems to weirdly be talking about revolution, like some kind of, not like as an act, but as a theory.
Okay, I wouldn't
Ooh.
write that down until I was sure what it said, just because we're surrounded by wardens. But I would
Yeah.
offer that it seems to be in some sort of slang or developed language that is not quite my comprehension.
Yeah, well, it's in a very different form of any elven text you've seen.
Okay.
Possibly something that transcends your knowledge and maybe anyone else's. Maybe someone who has extensive knowledge in other things might know what this is.
Can I pass it to the wizard who has comprehend languages?
He's looking smugly at us.
Something
It's a
tells me he has comprehend language.
Well-
a ritual though, so
Oh, we'll have
As
to
you
wait.
guys are essentially being like ushered in. Like the wardens are like, "Come on, can't dilly
I'll hang
dally."
on to it.
And so
Really-
you, yeah,
Before we move on, what did you say that Tranquility was able to understand from it? I wanted to write that down.
it's a
sorry.
different dialect of some kind.
But you said that
Revolution.
it was something about revolution?
Revolution, yes,
As a
a
concept?
concept, yeah.
It's a different dialect of Elvish,
It
Yes.
or
seems
just a
to be.
different language.
appears
Okay.
supposedly.
You're not sure.
Can I have a look at it?
You can take a look at it.
Common,
I-
primordial, abyssal, and celestial. Anything got?
Abyssal.
Don't worry about it.
in this case, it's going to be primordial
Okay, so
Mm.
because this is the setting, and this text is in Luminar,
Which is a language of the elements.
which is a language of light.
Fair enough. Light is an element.
Hmm.
So I get a half translation. I get then.
You get little snippets. It does talk about revolution, but it also talks about how something like s- the light will prevail only through revolution.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
it's
Am I
Basic.
able to discern that it is Luminar
e-
from the fact I know primordial and I can get rough translations of the elements?
you know that primordial does encompass all of the elements, but because the Luminar is kind of its own language, that you can discern only parts of it, and that you can also discern that it is Luminar. Yes.
Tranquility. Sorry.
Emberin's gonna take a look at the note, hand it back to Finn. Well, about what I can discern, it's about what they're saying, something revolution is only prevailing through light. It's written in Luminar, which I can only really core speaking primordial. But something about only through light will some kind of revolution prevail.
Tranquility clears her throat really loudly and says, "Well, we shouldn't keep the guards."
Yeah. I
I'll
just put
still
it back in
walking.
the book. And I will follow them for now. And I just look over at Zigbus and I'm like, if you wouldn't mind looking at this later, I would really appreciate it.
Shit, what was Discord? There we go.
So yeah, they usher you inside, and you can hear the crowd just really going through some discomfort as they're watching you all. Very few of you make it through when no one else is at this moment.
Especially since it's a big ass fucking bugbear, a fire person, and a deep gnome. Just
Right.
the wildest group.
Have I not seen any other Genasi's in this city? Am I the only one?
You're part of a very, very severe minority, yes.
Bruh.
You maybe saw a water one a couple of days ago, but you're not sure if that was just someone getting ready to leave on a ship, a trade ship.
Man. I really am a beacon.
Basically.
So,
Listen,
yeah,
at least you have a walking nightlight.
she's gonna douse that fire, you know.
Hold on a minute.
Anyways,
I'm more
So-
magma akin, thank you.
you walk into a long hallway. It's tall as well. The ceiling you can't see. The walls on either side of you just stretch far up and out of sight. It's significantly heighted. But you have heard rumors of this place and stories of its magnificence. You've never been in here before. It's usually pretty crowded because a lot of people. Sometimes the Luminara Council will hold court and allow others to join in on the deliberations and what's best for the city. And it runs smoothly, and usually people's needs are met. Sometimes they are not, but that's only under certain circumstances. But the majesty of this grand hall that you're walking into right now is it's almost overwhelming because everything's kind of getting dark outside, and normally you would see darkness, but you just see a number of luminolith shards adorning the walls and providing enough light and ambience to completely stay any of the long dark. You don't see a single spot of it in here. It's only then that as you emerge into this circular vast room with these massive columns that are supporting the upper structure that you're noticing there aren't a lot of people in here at all. In fact, how about all of you roll me a history real quick?
So good at that.
I'm so smart.
Do you want me to do disadvantage, or would I just not know at all?
Disadvantage.
I'm the dumbest one in the room.
Ah, God damn it.
Okay.
Who said they were the dumbest one in the room? I have a -3 to intelligence. Oh, only -2. Never mind. Just kidding. I'm good.
Guys,
I have a
Say
7
minus
intelligence.
3?
Actually, none of you got this, which is interesting. All right, so you pressing on.
Even with a 17?
Yep.
High DC.
damn.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for a 20.
Shit.
Sorry. But anyways, pressing on, like in Baldur's Gate, haha, you can't
Can't
backstep or you can't quick save and go back now.
Oh yeah,
Save seven.
watch me.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you press inward and you emerge into this well-lit chamber. And it's just beyond that massive antechamber that you just went through with the columns, and you're looking at what appears to be some kind of large diameter pedestal that's jutting out of the ground, and there's some arcane glyphs etched into the stone around it, and it appears that it's wide enough to encompass all of you. And even one of the wardens, he just says, "Come on, you can just simply step on." And you look up and you see that there are openings in the ceiling.
Tranquility will simply step on.
Ditto.
I will do the same.
And as soon as you do, you see these glyphs all around the pedestal light up, and you feel the stone beneath your feet shift a little bit and then start to float upward effortlessly and smoothly. And you go through the ceiling, the hole that's there, and you're in this sort of tube of just easily, I would say, maybe twice the size of the disc that you're on. And the walls are lit with luminous shards, just tiny ones. They're all different shaped and some different sizes. It seems almost weirdly like a collection of sorts, if that makes sense. Like if you went into someone's house and you saw, I don't know, just like a glass case in their entryway, and it's got all these different knickknacks and different things, but they're all somewhat related, you would think, okay, so they collect things. Well, it seems that they have adorned this High Spire in all its different chambers and rooms and hallways with shards of the luminolith that they have collected from the shatter, it seems.
But are they all pointed inward or outward?
They're just kind of, they're mounted onto the walls. They're different shapes and sizes, and all are just kind of mounted in the best way possible.
So is it to make sure that no shadows come up through the tube, or is it to show off, or like, what kind of vibe am I getting here?
You're getting a bit of a feeling like this is more like a shrine.
Okay.
Like they have adorned the entirety of the building itself with all of the shards that they've collected. And that's why this place is a holy place. And that is also why... Go ahead. Yep.
Finn's probably just going to turn to the group and say, I feel like some of these would have been nice out in the streets. Then I don't say much else about it. I just kind of side-eye all of the fucking stones here that could have been in the city to protect from what just happened.
While it does beg the question, perhaps whatever this tower is meant for, it was decided it was much more important the tower absolutely survive.
More important than lives of the city? Seems selfish.
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough, maybe.
And as the
important.
As the platform rises up and up, I mean, it feels like you're going for a minute or two at a steady pace, just rising up. And the warden that's standing on the platform with you, he just looks at you. He says, "I know, it's it's pretty big."
It's what she said.
You know,
So as you see the final sort of opening up above and the platform getting ready to level out, he says, "All right, just, you don't have to bow or curtsy or do any sort of formality or anything. This is technically holding court with them, but the rules still apply. Show respect, they'll show it back. And that's enough said. They'll speak to you as you speak to them."
Okay.
I'll take a drag and just roll my eyes.
And go ahead.
perhaps you should stay in the back.
What gives you that implication?
I'm gonna
Fireman in back, please.
I'm gonna go stand next to Embrin, hiding behind everyone, just slouching down, trying not to be seen very much.
I'd say, what do you mean hiding?
Yeah.
He perpetually slouches to where he's like only 6 foot until he really needs to like show off his strength.
My guy, you are 2 inches shorter than me, slouched over. The top hat does not help you hide.
Well, it's not coming off, unfortunately.
Yeah. So as you emerge, you come into this really beautiful and well lit radiant chamber that seems to be emanating this really I guess you could call it a gradient of color, rainbows and different refractions that are bouncing all across the walls, coming from these stained glass windows above on the ceiling, and they all seem to refract these different colored lights. But then you notice that situated above that glass, just through it, is that luminolith shard that was revealed upon the moment that your combat had ended.
Ooh.
So it seems you're just beneath it. And in this circular room, there is a dais with 5 chairs. And they are all occupied by the Luminara Council. And standing to their right, looking at you with a smile, albeit maybe a half smile, is the Lord Warden with his cool little scepter there with the luminolith shard. And you hear a single voice, and it's a soft one, and it's captivating, and it's coming from a rather young looking woman with dark curly hair. She's wearing some dark brown leathers. Seems to be adorned around the neck with a amulet of some kind that has a symbol upon it. You can't quite see it. You're not close enough. In fact, a couple of the wardens make sure that you don't get too close. I mean, they're essentially considered a holy group of people. So, you're in the presence of some pretty fat cats.
Bad cats, okay.
And this voice, she's like, "Welcome. I trust your journey here was not impeded in any way." And you see that she smiles a little bit and looks to all of you and then to Warden Aelarian, and she says, "These are the ones you spoke of?"
Well,
and he says, "Yes." He kind of gives you the look. Yeah, he kind of gives you the look like, "Go on, introduce yourself."
Tranquility is unfortunately caught on that very thorny point. She appears to have been suddenly and unexpectedly nominated party face, and she doesn't know any of y'all.
I could have done that, but yeah, I got sent to the back of the group, so
Okay,
Drunk is
so
actively pushing Embrin further back.
I'm not even moving. I'm standing here.
Sylvan, what are you doing?
oblivious
I
to
am
sorry.
still hiding behind Embrin.
Ran 2 people hiding behind me.
Oblivious to the sorry.
We must totally look weird with everyone hiding behind one person.
Oblivious to the pushing match behind her, thankfully, Tranquility is going to introduce herself. She will restrict the urge to curtsy, which sort of shows as this little tiny shimmy that runs through her body, and she will say, "I am Tranquility Ushered. I have come to answer the call of Los Angeles. These are my friends, although I have not yet learned their names to my shame. I know that this is the wizard Zigbist, and I know that this is the And then she pauses because she doesn't exactly know the word for it. She suspects that Drunk is she thinks she knows who Drunk is, but she doesn't want to come out and say it, especially not in public in front of these people. So she will ask instead.
Drunk. Hello.
She will sort of like illustrate with her hand as if to say, and this is Drunk, but yeah, allow him to speak. And then she will say, may we know who is in attendance?
Yes. Sorry. Pause for me getting my notes.
Say if everyone else is not gonna introduce, so Ember was gonna sidestep and be like, you're introducing yourself. The two of you.
Oh, I
are
guess
you?
I should introduce myself. Yeah, who are you?
Yeah, I sidestep and just like kind of like gesture him forward, like you're not hiding behind me.
Me?
You're too tall.
And I'm like, I was totally hiding behind you.
And then I noticed the
don't know
second
what you mean.
person behind me, and so I have to take a second sidestep.
And I just turn to the council and I say, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Finblebok, but you may call me Finn.
Okay. So, she says, well, I am Lady Astrelin, my lord. Pleased to meet you.
I go back to hiding behind Embrin.
This, and she points to her left, he's kind of sitting to the right of the center. This is Archmagus Thulgrin Flameheart, and you can see that he is a darker-skinned, silver-haired individual with green eyes, and he gestures to you rather mysteriously. He just simply gives you a slight smile, a crooked one at that, and he says, pleasure.
I don't like him.
And
Did you say dark skin, silver hair, green eyes?
dark-skinned, he is not elven, he is just simply a darker-skinned human.
Okay, thank you.
It looks like, yeah.
You said hello weird. I'm
I
concerned.
know. I know, I'm sorry. I just need to play the people. She points to opposite her, on the other side of the arc of chairs. This is Master Artificer Rurik Gearspark. He is the one responsible actually for the mechanism above that is currently at least partially protecting the city below. And you see that this one is... Sorry, I'm having some weird feedback here. There we go. We just get something here. Here we go. Yeah. So Rurik, he's a gnome for sure. In fact, he is a old gnome as far as old gnome standards go. He's probably the oldest gnome you've seen in your entire life. But he is spry as hell. He jumps up onto the seat of his chair and just kind of stands on his feet. And he says, pleasure. And might I say, good show. I watched it from, a distance, and he actually kind of shifts a monocle that he has on his eye. Probably some kind of scrying, you might wager. And,
Sorry.
and of course, the Lord Warden here was able to confirm that. Just made sure this wasn't illusion of some kind. And then Lady Astrelin looks to the person sitting in the center. And she says, and this is the High Luminarch, Serafal. And he just smiles at you. And it is a weird moment because He's giving you one of those smiles that kind of sends a chill down your spine. Like, this man is probably not so much a man. Like, the line has blurred between him being a man and something else, because he is sort of a man of legend in Los Angeles, and as far as the religion and the teachings of the Luminar go.
Also, he's just been nat 20'd by a suspicious Emberin.
Okay.
Don't be suspicious.
So he is clearly maybe aware of some kind of information or circumstance about you, or all of you maybe, and he seems to be hiding it very, very well. He has a very good poker face. He's the kind of guy you don't want to play against in poker.
I'm gonna take a drag of my joint and just kind of give him just a dead look when he smiles weirdly at me.
And he doesn't say a word.
I'm not allowed to talk, so Emberin
he
can't
ju-
say anything.
He just simply nods.
I gotta like side eye him, and I'm like, "Are you starting trouble?"
Shakes his head no.
Lady Astralin says, "I think I can speak for all of us here, that you come at the most, well, inopportune, opportune, what have you, time. And you come to us with the most glowing report from our Lord Warden here. He apparently got word from some of his own, and he also had some personal experience with your prowess.
Oh my god, it was fucking
And he
falling,
thought
like,
it would be
changing
of
stuff
our
all
best
over.
interest to see that you become wardens, but not necessarily tied here. He has seen to it that you are meant for other things, and in fact,
Yep,
it's funny that
fucking
you
know
would be here,
it.
because I just so happen to have
Ah!
something of great importance that I
Oh
think
shit, not easy.
you, all of you, would be interested in. And of course,
Sorry.
sorry, 1 second. She'll say, the pay is substantial,
Note one.
but so is the danger.
Right here.
Tranquility will pull out her notice and hold it up and say, I believe we are aware of this offer. We were going to follow up on it before that dreadful tragedy. And then she'll pause and say, but might I ask, did others not attempt to resist the attacks?
Oh, well, I
Oh.
don't
Okay, those
believe
weren't
that
very
that's the
much.
case. No, there are plenty of, well,
Fucking appears here.
I can't say fighters, but definitely strong-willed people out there. And though they may have tried to resist, they were not successful, whereas you were.
Alright. So there's a
We need
movie
strong-willed
where you can't
individuals such as yourselves to
care
get
about
this
what's
job
going on.
done. And it is of vital importance, great importance, that you do, or at least attempt to, because there are not many that can.
Then we will.
There they are.
Then we must.
Agreed.
What's the mission before I agree? If I'm allowed to ask.
You see, perhaps she looks over to the High Luminaric, and he finally says something. He says, the shards, the ones on your journey here. You've seen them, yes?
We have.
We are still missing a number of them. and the number of shards that we have far outweighs the number of individuals such as yourselves that can accomplish their return here. We must commit ourselves to the revolution. And he
Massive head tilt at the word revolution.
slightly smiles at this as he looks at you, Fimble.
Insight, please. Where's my red flag, red flag, red flag.
So, okay. Actually, I was looking for.
Couldn't recreate the magic.
You're good there, Fimble. He looks at you. You look at him.
I looked at her. She looked at me.
And it's just enough to trigger something.
Mm.
All of you in this moment, suddenly your reality, your perception is jerked into another.
Mm.
You see
What the?
white at first. A sort of a glowing radiance. And you're able to peer through it ever so. It's not easy, but you're able to see beyond this blinding light a shape, sort of a crystalline object. It's sitting atop a massive structure, a spire-like structure that's jutting out of a body of water not too far from where you're standing. In fact, you look down, you're standing on a grass covered bluff that overlooks this expanse out into the ocean below. And atop this spire is this brightly glowing crystal, the luminolith. It's undeniable. But then it seems as though you're waiting for that one moment. It's like the hair standing up on the back of your neck. You know that something bad is about to happen. And the sky darkens above you. And the luminolith, its light refracts inward and disappears. And then you just hear this earth shattering, cacophonous sound. An explosion of epic proportion. And it just shakes the ground that you're standing on. And these bits and pieces of these shards of exploding crystal scatter across the realm. And then your mind also kind of scatters with them. You can almost feel yourself getting pierced with them and maybe dying, if that's what it feels like. And you're suddenly yanked into a different scenario. You're standing amidst the streets of Lysandrelis, but it's much darker. It is almost pitch black, and you can see just barely in front of you because you're holding a luminolith shard, and it's lighting the way that you're traveling. And you see a figure, a dark one, that's engulfed in shadow. And it's sort of beckoning you, leading you further into the dark. And suddenly you just kind of seem to notice your shard is losing its light. Or maybe you're going to sleep, you're not really sure. And then your perception is yanked into a different moment. You see yourself trudging through a dark forest, very dark. In fact, it's so pitch black that the fact that you have just a single shard of the Luminolith that you're holding in your hand is nary a comfort. In fact, it doesn't feel comforting at all. It's so dark. But it's the only thing keeping you alive, and you know that in this moment, because looking around you, you can see the shadows stirring between the trees. And you're noticing a light just up ahead of you that's piercing through the darkness. And then you come back. You're standing in the chambers. And you can see that the High Illuminarch is still staring at you with those pieces of the Luminolith crystals jutting out of his face.
Oh.
Yes. That's one thing I forgot to mention. He was there when it shattered. He was completing, at least the story goes that he was completing his yearly pilgrimage to where the Luminolith was. It's just kind of something that every devoted person, at least to this faith, does on a yearly basis at least once.
So
he was there when it shattered.
can I tell that these are his memories?
It does seem to be some kind of amalgamation of maybe his memories or what once was and what might be.
Okay.
At least it feels that way.
I'm just gonna make eye contact with him, kind of like squint my eyes and just tune back into the rest of the conversation. I don't want to give away too much to the group or the council, but I make eye contact, letting him know that we should probably speak later.
He says, agreed. In fact, you've had a long day. Please, take your time. Leave here, get escorted to... We shall make sure that you can all at least stay together tonight, just to remain safe. But it can't be here. We must prepare ourselves for what is to come. You must rest. Please, go see Chrysanthus at the Golden Oak. Tell him we sent you. He has special accommodations for us.
I'm gonna lean over to Finn and like quietly. So we're not signing the contract yet.
Not tonight. And he looks at you as if he heard you.
That's not ominous.
I kind of like think back to him, like, can you read our thoughts? Is that what's going on?
No answer. You're gonna detect magic?
No. I was gonna say like out of character, like detect thoughts is a spell, but it's like a low level one.
Right, yeah. No answer on that.
Okay. In that case, I think rest would be great. It's been a long day.
He says, tread carefully. The long dark is here to stay. At least for now. And Lady Astralin also says, "It was a pleasure to meet you." And Rourke is like, "Yeah, can we? Can I maybe? I don't know. You there? You in the back with the the silver hair."
I'm gonna sidestep.
He's looking at Sylvan.
Too soon.
Me?
Yeah, he's looking at Sylvan.
What do you want?
Okay, alright. That just killed me.
Well, I was just gonna comment on your physique. I think I could really do some. Well, I have a. When you come back later, just come see me. I have an experiment I've been working on that I think you all could benefit in, at least for what you're about to get yourselves into.
Finn leans down
That
and he
doesn't sound
says,
suggestive.
I say, I think he's flirting with you.
I thought
I've
the
read
same
about
exact
flirting,
thing.
and it sounds like that.
It sounds like flirting to me. I didn't say that out loud, though.
Lady Ashferlin's kind of got a furrowed brow, and she just looks over at everybody. She says, "Do forgive my friend here. He can often speak out of turn and maybe make people a little uncomfortable."
I'm just gonna
No.
kind of like give
You're not
a
us.
disgusted look, like, ew.
Yeah. That's what gets it.
Yeah, I think Drunk is leaning into Tranquility and going,
Ooh,
Drunk understands rude to comment on physique of females, right?
Tranquility is going to give up, and she is going to say, "Well, we are dreadfully in need of rest. Respectfully yours." And she's going to kind of like not actually push you guys, but kind of like make a little gesture of everybody shut up.
no, this
Before
Go ahead.
before we leave, I think Drunk's gonna like kind of shove himself up to the front of the group and like kind of try to straighten himself up and like because like he knows that he can't speak well, so he's like obviously like very nervous about this.
Right.
It's like patently obvious, and like he's making it patently obvious, like sort of as an apology through his body language. But he says, "Council, sorry, wanted to ask. Spoke with small elven child before Shadow's attack, who saw a shadow in the dark. Was Council aware of shadow people in the dark?"
They kind of look amongst each other and they say, or at least Lady Ashlyn, she says, I think this is probably the first we've heard of it."
Wanted to tell you, I couldn't see the person, but small girl could see. Very strange. She said the figure held up a finger and told her to be quiet. I warned her against going too dark, but I couldn't see figure.
You see that though the four less important members of the Luminara Council are conversing briefly and quietly with each other, they're wondering what you're talking about. They're kind of speculating. You can see that the High Illuminarch has narrowed his gaze, and he looks to you, and kind of not with a booming voice, but more like a commanding voice. He says, "The Harbinger."
Harbinger?
Yes. That is what they call him. They say he came that first day when the eclipse first shrouded our world in the long dark. He brought the darkness with him. That's all we know. But my instincts tell me that it is him again.
He is responsible for this?
Maybe. Or perhaps not. I suppose that's for you to find out. And that's where we're going to call it tonight.
All right. Yay,
made
Dead
a-
Parents Club.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah, let's go.
Our group therapist is drunk. You will get no progress made on
Mhm.
your trauma.
Cool.
Feel sad. Drunk understand. Sad
Alright.
bad. Drunk no.
So next session will most likely, if I'm actually going to be implementing, as you're going to be walking around in the city, there are going to be points where there is present long dark. So I may implement encounter rolls.
Okay.
So if I have Devil Sight and I see a shadow man in the corner, can I go like dap him up and then fight him?
I mean, sure,
Like,
yeah,
walk up,
you
be
can
like-
you can actively go find combat, yeah.
Walk up like, "Yo, what's good, G?"
Is this like a random encounter? Is that what you
What the
mean?
fuck? Oh my god.
Yes. So what would happen is this would also take place out in the world. If you're a DM, you would kind of roll for random encounters, or you could have pre-planned encounters out in the wilderness somewhere. I mean, in fact, there's going to be points that I'm going to be putting on the map in Legend Keeper that will all pertain to stuff like this.
Random encounters are fun to have, so that way if you have your players roll the random encounter and your party end up getting TPK'd, then you can blame the player who rolled the random encounter.
Yay!
Yay.
Um,
Totally not speaking from experience.
Tranquility. Oh, sorry.
I also, once you... oh shit, I forgot to introduce one person. That's right. For the council. That was only 4. I am dumb.
Was it Roderick? You mentioned Roderick talking.
Rurik. And then
Okay.
Liara Starshroud is the High Priestess. She kind of assists the High Illuminarch with his sermons, and she also kind of is another face to the whole religious aspect of the council, so...
You said she was the high priestess. Would she have been the high priestess in the Church of Palor when Drunk and Zigbist were there? In the first episode?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to write down what names I was able to get because I have no idea what the spelling was and I didn't want to interrupt.
I got some of them. They're in my notes are in the session 3.
Oh, okay.
Episode 3.
So
thing.
they are actually in the
Yeah,
the
I
Los
have links
Angeles
to
city.
Okay. I'll look it up there. All right, I'm going to head to bed. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
It was a very smart decision to put Embren in the back and not let him talk. Yeah, it was a very, very smart decision.
Yeah, you
Because this dude,
you were exuding a little too much don't give a fuck, I think.
that is kind of his alignment.
You were making Tranquility and Drunk nervous.
I mean, if you let him talk, it was like, please show respect. I was about to walk in there still smoking a joint, just like,
Yep.
what's up? It's like, be respectful, walking, what's good? You got like a paycheck for us or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, Ember's sticking with it. He's not joining this fan club. He's like, I'll take a contract, but I ain't joining your fan club. I just want a paycheck.
Oh shit. I'm gonna put this quest here. We're gonna go ahead and call. Well, she technically hasn't given it to you yet. She hasn't given you the location. But we're just going to say finding Shard.
Dude, every time I see it, I just love the AI thing we made up for Emberin.
I know, it's pretty cool.
Just every time I look at it, I love Emberin's fucking art, dude.
Yeah, it looks good.
I enjoy it as well.
It's like, you call me fireman, I'm akin to magma, thank you.
You can definitely correct Drunk on that at some point. I don't know if he'll remember.
Oh no, Emberin does. I am actually a magma akin, thank you very much. Oh no, Embrin doesn't care. I'm just in terms of like the design of the way to think about it is like magma.
Hmm.
Yep.
I don't know if Drunk knows what magma is.
I don't think there's a volcano really anywhere near us.
Yeah.
I think
I'm back.
the closest volcanoes in the, if I'm correct, Sim, there's like a dormant volcano all the way in the north.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people know what a volcano is. That design is purely because of Embrin's parents. One's an earth genasi, one's a fire genasi. So what happens when you mix them? Lava.
Makes
All
sense.
It's still a fire
I-
genasi statistic, but, design.
I am gonna head off, guys. I am tired.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah, Zim.
Night, y'all.
Night, guys.
We gotta go travel the world to find shards of a big thing, huh, Zim?
You gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Gotta go
Yeah.
find some shards, huh, Zim?
I was thinking of Inuyasha.
No, you see, this is the same kind of premise in my campaign.
Yeah.